I fell down a fucking hole. Homeschool my fucking ass. Now my ass is in her body. Now my ass is in her body.
Try to relax your anus. Try to relax your anus.
You're getting Grandpa excited. Spread your cheeks and just go to town. Spread your cheeks, spread your cheeks, go to town.
Good.
Try to relax your anus.
I will. Look at this very strange setup here. Ah! Look at that. That is beautiful. The notifications will come up where the man named Philip is. What is this shit? Go away. The game audio will be off. Oh. But wait a second. I know what I need to do. It's okay. Everything is under control. Leave everything to me. Oh, and that means that I could hear the game audio. It'll be muted for you, but I can hear a little bit through the mic. Or can I? I don't need to hear it. Fuck it. I don't need to hear it. All right, so now I need to change some audio settings here real quick. Good thing I thought of this now. I will have it come out of my USB mic. I will have the desktop audio also be out of there. And no, not projector. No! Disable performance mode. What the fuck is even performance mode? Go to properties. I want the device to be this. Yes. My anus is now relaxed. Let's see if it works.
Try to relax your anus.
Did you hear him say try to relax your anus? Please let me know. Okay, you did. The anus has been heard. Watch this.
But to
So
get
now
to
I
the
can
car,
still
they'll have to
hear.
go back towards the fighting.
Окей. Ну вы вдвоем доедете.
Game capture is off, so you won't hear the audio from the game capture, but that's okay.
These volunteers are going to risk
have-
their lives
yes,
to try
relax
to
your
get their
Try
car.
to relax your anus.
Нет, едешь домой.
Just this
But no,
morning,
something
several
happened
hundred
with
meters
Wings,
away,
though.
civilians had begun fleeing the city in relative cover.
I just want to let it be known that I am not trying to make light of this situation, but I think, you know, talking about it and doing what I'm doing and just kind of, you know, still acting how I act in streams is, you know what I mean? It's a better way of going about it, and maybe everyone won't lose their minds. That's how I look at it, too. This is something I would be watching anyway, you know?
This bus, cheers of long live Ukraine
Just full screen for you.
and relief for those who've managed to escape the hell unleashed on Irpin. The battle for the city is not yet over, but the Russians have made it clear they will take it, whatever the cost.
Well,
I am
anti-war
gonna
rallies
play
continue to be held around the world, including
Super
in
Double
Russia.
Dragon.
As they have since the war began, Russian protesters took to the streets again on Sunday in cities across the country, including the capital Moscow, as you can see in these images
Well, that wasn't
here.
really a full stream.
Police
I
detained
started
some
early.
1,700 people there, according to authorities. Overall,
I
monitors
won't do
estimate
this
that
all the
more
time.
than 4,600 demonstrators in total were arrested across Russia. Sinead
Yeah, but
Bukowski
this is
has
Super Double Dragon that I'm playing.
On
Did I shut
Moscow's
the
Red
audio
Square,
off so you're not
Russians are
losing your
willing
mind?
to risk their freedom to protest Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Yes, it's off.
Let me
okay.
go. Let me go.
Even the elderly are taken away.
Yeah, but if he's
Those
dying or
arrested
something and
sing
he's
their
on his way out.
resistance.
Yeah, I heard
Hello,
that too.
everyone.
20 billion
We're
a
in the
day.
police car at the metro exit. The police came up to me and asked for my papers. I didn't have them.
It's kind of
so they took
strange,
me.
actually.
Demonstrators resist
But now
police
it's like the
presence
best
in
of
the
both
city
worlds,
of
so-
Kaliningrad.
I lived through Leningrad. My
Normal,
dad
I'll
died
keep
on the
it.
front line.
But I
What do
will
you want
take
me
more
to do?
credits, though. This game is brutal. I just
A
beat
new
this the
law
other
means
day,
people or
actually.
groups spreading what Moscow deems false information about the Russian army could face jail time.
All right, buttons. I know what they
Arrests can be violent, including for journalists.
Don't touch me. I'm part of the press. I'm a journalist.
Police look through phones, making sure these young people are not
It
spreading
does look like a
anti-war
surveillance
content.
TV. It does.
When you consider the total population of Russia at more than 130 million people, with just a few thousand protesters, it seems
It
small,
looks like
but
a
that's not
fucking
true.
surveillance,
In
it's
reality,
true.
you've got to think of the terrible risks the
bullshit.
anti-Putin protesters face,
That's a cheap
and then
hit.
realize that it's huge.
Artists protest in their own way, this kind of nationwide mobilization without precedent.
On the diplomatic front, several leaders
these guys are
spoke
no
with
joke,
Russian
man.
President Vladimir Putin over the weekend. French President Emmanuel Macron and Turkish
Wait, is it
President
too
Recep
much?
Tayyip Erdogan, as well as Israeli
Is this
Prime
too
Minister
much?
Naftali Bennett, who
Let me
went
know
to
if it's
Moscow
too
to
much.
meet with Putin. All this coming ahead of the third round of talks between
This is
Ukraine and Russia
perfect.
scheduled for this Monday. The first two failed to produce results, and some
It's like, oh yeah, I'm
analysts
bored of
are
Rich is
skeptical that
I'm
the
getting
third
my
time
ass
around
kicked.
will be
Usually I don't
different.
get my ass
Here's
kicked this
John
early
Loff,
in this.
Associate Fellow of the Russia and Eurasia Program at Chatham House.
I love it. It's a little bit.
Or when your opponent in this case has
No, this is on the Evercade VS.
defined his aims, refuses to deviate from those aims, then I don't really think that diplomacy can achieve an awful lot. Diplomacy has not succeeded. President Macron put enormous efforts into developing a relationship with Putin, believed that he was the one person in Europe who could persuade him to change his behavior.
Yeah, I could see how it could be a pain in the ass,
absolutely no effect at all. In fact, I think even to some extent,
I have the Jalico collection
it even backfired.
Right now,
I mean,
actually. I have 2 cartridges in here. This is the Evercade VS that I have.
It seemed when President Macron delivered the message that he believed that, for example, the Ukrainians would make compromises over the so-called Minsk agreements. This was the peace effort in southeastern Ukraine, would implement their part of the agreement. Putin just regarded that as the Ukrainians lying to President Macron, and President Macron passing on the lies to Mr. Putin. So it just seemed to sort of irritate him even more. So I think we're at the stage where Putin he has to pursue his goals. He can't get out of this now. He's so deeply into a situation where effectively he has already lost Ukraine. And he is now wrecking the opportunities for Russia, for the future of millions of Russians. And I think in the short term, we face a very bleak situation in which diplomacy will not play a role, but we will see those economic measures we've taken have an enormous impact on the overall situation in Russia. And one has to hope at that point, when those measures really hit and start to cause pain, that some of those people around Mr. Putin will start to think whether they're going to really continue to support him or not. And that, in fact, is probably going to bring about the change that we need to bring this terrible situation
I think I beat
conclusion.
this on easy, admittedly, the other
More
day.
now on some of those economic measures targeting Russia. TikTok is one of the latest companies to announce it's suspending live streaming and the posting of new video content to its platform in Russia.
I'm actually surprised. I thought
the social
the
media
way
giant
it seemed
citing
like people were pretty
concern over
mixed
a
on it.
new media law in the country that threatens jail terms of up to 15 years for spreading what the Kremlin describes as fake news.
Fake news that he doesn't want to hear.
In light of Russia's new fake news law,
if you're actually putting
we have
out
no
actual
choice but to
information, they'll put
suspend
you in
live
jail.
streaming and new content to our video service while we review the safety implications of this law. Our in-app messaging service will not be affected.
Some of the other companies
among
the latest to announce they've suspended operations in Russia include Netflix, as well as
I feel
American
bad
Express.
for the
That's all
Russians
for
that
me
are
for now,
against
but
the
do stay
invasion
tuned
and are
to France
suffering
24.
because,
More news is coming up for you
15 years if you spread quote-unquote fake news. Think about that, dude. That's nuts. Just get rid of the DSP face? Why, you don't want to see him fapping with birds? What's wrong with a man fapping with birds?
Hello and welcome to this special edition of the
what
interview
isn't
here
wrong with
on
that?
France 24. Our guest today is the Foreign Minister of Ukraine, Dmytro Kuleba. He joins us from Ukraine. Thank you very much for being with us, Mr. Kuleba, today.
The pleasure is mine.
I want to begin with the situation in the port city of Mariupol, a second attempt to bring out civilians through humanitarian corridors.
Hold on.
This Sunday
I had
failed.
the knife.
Vladimir Putin
Did he just
blames
catch it
the
and throw it
Ukrainian
back at me?
authorities.
Yes,
What
the
happened?
fuck he did.
Well, it's not us. It's Vladimir Putin who attacked Ukraine, who besieged the city of Mariupol, who uses
Jesus Christ.
airplanes to throw bombs on Mariupol, destroy all civilian infrastructure.
He just
kill
caught the
people.
knife and threw
So
it
why
back
would
at me.
Ukraine be not interested?
Dude, these
in
guys don't
evacuating-
fuck around in this. Holy
our
shit.
compatriots from this terrible place. Of course, we are willing to do so, but unfortunately, the Russian army.
You were
did not
staring
do
at the
this work,
DSP's soul.
and the channel did not work.
Nah, man, I
Are
gotta
you
do
going
that
to
over.
attempt this for
You know
another
why? That
time, or
pisses
do you
me
think
off.
it's too dangerous and the
I'm better
Russians
than that.
definitely don't want this evacuation to happen?
That makes me angry. Just one more time. I won't reset it if it
We
happens
will
again.
make as many attempts as necessary, because for us, saving people's lives is utmost priority.
Right. There's another port city under threat. It appears President
this is another one of
Zelensky
the
said
weirdest
this
chases
Sunday
I've made.
that the port city of Odessa was awaiting an impending assault from Russia. Is this the information you also have?
I mean, I will bring up the credits because this game is... What the fuck?
Odessa is not just a port, it's a big and beautiful city with
Tech
splendid
Savage, thank you. Hey, Rich, look up Lega
history.
MX on Twitter and look at the
100
videos.
years
Soccer
ago,
riot
French
broke out,
was,
but the
easily
governor is
spoken on the
lying about
streets.
it. Holy shit! Why did that
yes,
happen?
the city is also on the verge
so
of
normal will
attack.
keep it
It's
on.
preparing to defend itself.
Easy's a little too
our
easy.
Navy, our land forces, and also civilians.
Let's
who
see if I
joined
can not lose
territorial
half my
defense.
fucking health.
They are preparing
Are you
to
fucking
defend the
kidding
city.
me?
The problem is that Russia is ruthlessly striking
Dude, this
from
game
the
is
air
ruthless.
with rockets and
Here, try to
throwing
throw
bombs,
it at me.
indiscriminately
fucking
killing
face.
civilians, and it's
Oh
really
shit! You
difficult
know,
to fight
the
against
bomb
that.
almost got me.
Right. Are you also expecting an assault in the coming days on the capital, Kyiv, obviously?
Fighting in
Oh my
around
God, that
Kyiv
was cheap.
continues without
I'm blaming the game
any
for being
interruption.
cheap. Stop. Do not do that.
Unfortunately,
This guy got a fucking
the
knife.
north,
I know why.
especially
Here,
the
throw it.
north of
Go ahead.
Kiev, is the area of active combat. Our forces they successfully repel attacks of the Russians, but Russian army throws
Fix the news.
more
Why?
and
What's
more
wrong with the
resources,
news?
more
Oh
and more
shit! What
tanks
happened?
And soldiers.
What happened?
In an attempt to capture the city. Their goal is to take
What the hell happened to
capital
the
under
news?
control.
Right. Obviously, you've been advocating for a no-fly zone. NATO has refused.
What
the
the
U.S.
hell
has
happened?
refused. Most Western powers have refused. How long
Oh, I know
can
what
you hold
happened.
without such a no-fly zone over Ukraine?
We have brave
78% of
pilots who are
people seem to
ready
be liking it
take
so
off
far.
to the skies and fight Russian.
No, I
Russian,
fixed it. I fixed it. I
bombers,
know what happened. The
themselves.
scroll wheel got
But
hit.
we need planes. So if NATO is rejecting the idea of a no-fly
Sorry
zone,
about that.
then in order to save human lives, the lives of civilians.
No, that was me. That was all on
should,
me. That wasn't
supply
YouTube's
us with
fault.
fighting jets and attack airplanes, which our pilots will fly and ensure the safety of our skies. Without it, if
Yeah,
this
I'm
doesn't
kinda looking at
happen
the-
and our airplanes
Yeah,
are knocked
DSP's
out
looking
by
at the gaming
Russians,
screen too.
then everything that will be the responsibility for everything that will be happening on the ground, destruction, murder, rape by the Russian army, will be
Because it's a way that people want me to play games, and I get to do the news
and
too.
those who did not help us.
Right. So this means you've lost hope in a no-fly zone. You're hoping
kiss the birds, of
that
course.
NATO countries will provide you with fighter jets. Is that correct?
No,
Beautiful
if I had lost hope, I wouldn't have been speaking with you now. We are working on all possible ways.
No, this is
how to
I could
support
play
Ukraine.
Rival Turf actually.
And
Let's try this again.
I'm
though.
just my point is that if NATO is not
Forgot how
ready
savage this
to
game is. I remember thinking as a
establish
kid this
no-fly
was hard
zone
too.
now, then it should provide it should give us an alternative solution. That's it. That's the point I'm making.
Right. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, whom you met at the border with Poland yesterday, today said that there
This
was
makes
a
it a lot
quote-unquote
easier.
green light from NATO countries, indeed, to provide you with such fighter jets. So is this already happening? Are you getting
Yes,
jets
I have a
or
couple
about to
emails.
get
There's one in
jets
the
from
description, too.
NATO countries to fight against Russia?
No, we are not getting them yet, and I'm not aware of any final decision taken in that regard.
Right. Another option would be for Ukrainian jets to use airports from neighboring countries. Is this also an option you're seeking?
I'm listening.
Well, this is, I think this question should be addressed to our military guys and experts in military affairs. I have very low expertise in that. My job is
Hard
to make
drive
sure
for your-
that
That's actually not a bad deal.
partners
But is
make
it mechanical
political
or is it?
decisions on the supply of weapons to Ukraine, on imposing sanctions on Russia?
Yeah, I know this is
and
strange.
on,
Yes, they
supporting
were. They're coming out with a new
Ukraine with
TMNT game
military
too. I can't wait for
But
that.
when it comes to technical details,
Damn.
who flies from where, this is something that defense people should consider.
Right. Speaking of sanctions, Antony Blinken also said this Sunday that allies are having, I quote him, a very active
What's up,
discussions
Bobby?
about banning the import of Russian oil and gas. There have been a number of sanctions. This would
What are
be
they
a
saying? Gas could go up to
rather
$7
drastic
a gallon?
sanction. Are you
$7
calling for
fucking
this,
dollars
and you
a
have
gallon.
hope that this will indeed happen?
There is a war in the middle of Europe, the worst war since Second World War. The country is being destroyed by airplanes, by rockets, by missiles, civilians being killed, children being killed. I don't understand how, having such a war in Europe, someone can still buy Russian oil or gas.
Oh,
And
come
that's why
on.
we
He was
call
just going to sit there and keep
on,
walking away from me.
all European, North American, and
What's
other
going on,
countries to stop
Z77?
buying Russian
They're
oil
saying
and gas
$7
because
a
it
gallon.
smells with Ukrainian blood.
And do you think that that could happen? Because obviously this has
Why did that guy just
economic
slide out of the window?
consequences for many countries in Western Europe. So are you hopeful that such a step will be taken in the coming days?
I believe that there is a solid
Maybe
moral
this will
ground
accelerate us
for
getting off of oil.
European countries to make such decision to stop the war. It doesn't mean that this decision.
This
should be
base dude
taken
is like the
once
toughest
and
one.
forever. But
Usually,
as a
like the
measure
first
to
guy you
stop
fight in
the
a double
war,
beat 'em up is usually
demonstrates to
easy.
President Putin that he will be deprived of his revenues from trading oil and gas. This is, I think, the moral obligation of Europeans. If Ukraine fails, I want to be clear. If Ukraine fails, then Putin will feel emboldened enough to continue his hybrid
What's up,
warfare,
Detect Time Team? How are you?
Step up its hybrid warfare against Europe. So it's better, it's cheaper to help Ukraine now than to pay to stop Putin later.
Right. Vladimir Putin had yet another
this guy's
conversation
ridiculous,
with
man.
the French President Emmanuel Macron this Did
I
Sunday.
just survive that
he
with
told
zero
the
help?
French President that he would pursue
Yes, I
Russia's
fucking
goal
did.
either through negotiation or through war. Speaking of negotiations, that's obviously your job. There is
I'm actually
supposed to be a
surprised that
third
so many
round
people like
of
it. If it-
negotiations between
if it got
Ukraine
below
and
50%, I would
Russia
stop.
at the border of Belarus.
This is playing
this
on the
Monday.
Evercade VS.
Given the developments we discussed earlier in this interview on the ground,
What's up, Agent
do you
E?
have any hope that those negotiations
They're saying it
can
could go up to
succeed?
7.
Well, I'm a diplomat. How can I not have hope in negotiations? We are
Missy, have
preparing
you ever
thoroughly
played the
for
old
this
school
next
Double
round of
Dragon?
talks, but
On
the
Super
success of
Nintendo?
these negotiations depends on one factor: that Russia approaches these talks in good faith and without dictating ultimatums, but seeking mutually acceptable solutions.
And from the first 2 rounds of talks
Oh my
and
God.
what has happened after that, I mean, are you going to continue talking, or at some point will you say, well, you know, what the Russians tell us at the negotiating table doesn't happen on the ground. Actually, the contrary happened, so we'll stop talking to Russia.
The nature
Oh,
of
damn, he killed his
diplomacy in
own
any
guy.
conflict is that talks have to continue as long as there is the slightest
It's times
chance,
like this, you missions you can run
for
in
the
certain beat 'em
success.
ups now.
It's true, we do not see the correlation between holding the talks and the intensity of fighting on the ground. Russia doesn't slow
Yeah,
down.
this is
the
one of the
Russian
tougher,
doesn't
like the
stop
newer
its
beat 'em ups
forces,
aren't as tough as this.
while delegations are talking in Belarus. But nevertheless,
This guy's
we
gonna
have to
kick
keep
my ass.
the
Oh, wow, I
diplomatic
didn't even know you
track
could
alive.
throw him in this. I don't even remember
But
throwing
when
him as a
Vladimir
kid.
Putin says that in his eyes Ukraine doesn't exist, I mean, he pretty much does what he says.
Having a chicken breast
Well,
and olive oil.
Ukrainians are
A bird breast
the
and oil.
Jews of the 21st
Why am I
century.
saying that?
President Putin follows the same logic as
Yeah, I don't have that
Adolf
big of
Hitler
a
in,
work
the 30s and
commute
40s.
either.
He believes that we
Tech
do not
Savage,
have
thank you
a
very
right to
much.
exist, and he wants to find a final solution to Ukrainian problem. But we are fighting.
Yeah, it is pretty
we
healthy.
Are fighting, and the blitzkrieg launched by President Putin against us failed. So now he's throwing more
I'm
and
surprised
more
that many
Russian
people are like it.
soldiers
Like I
into
said, I would
Ukraine.
listen to the
more
poll.
And more of them get killed.
The other poll, I'm like, you know what? It's
Russia
kind of
already
almost.
suffered
It
around
was
10,000 casualties in
56%.
Ukraine.
But I'm like, all right, what's a way I could make everybody happy, or I could still comment on the super chat and the chat, listen to the news, and play games.
For our land, for our country,
you know, I hope no one finds this
right
offensive. I don't really know what would be offensive about it.
In his conversation with the French
this is actually what I do sometimes at night if I can't go to sleep.
Ukraine was responsible for what he described as the provocation around the
Not stare at Phil
nuclear
masturbating
power
with birds in the
plant.
background.
Your response to that?
I don't, I swear.
Well, if a Russian tank fires at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant,
Philip Burnett.
if Russian military unit attacks and takes the plant under control, so saying that it's Ukraine who bears responsibility for that, it's just a distortion, total distortion of reality.
Right. Are you concerned that he may attack other nuclear plants in Ukraine? Is that his plan, you think?
I think there is a risk.
I also Tech Savage, thank you very much for
exactly
becoming a member. That's
part
awesome.
Of his plan,
yeah. Oh,
damn!
I'm telling you, that first enemy that you deal with in this game, he's like fucking tougher than that dude in the suit from before. He was tougher than the first level boss.
President Zelensky from his government.
He just throws like these magical cheap moves out of nowhere.
Full-fledged assault on Kyiv, maybe to continue to govern from another place or another country.
Well, there is already a full-fledged assault on Kyiv, but the president stays in Kyiv together with the people of Kyiv. I'm not aware of any contingency plans. We are not considering that option seriously because we see how the people of Ukraine are fighting for their country under the leadership
of President Zelensky. The kick is like almost useless in this game.
I have no doubts that we will prevail.
Whereas in the Double Dragon for the NES, the kick was like
all the necessary support from partners in weapons and sanctions.
Oh shit! I was about to try to pick up the grenade
this will
like
allow
an
us
idiot.
to save a lot of human lives and time. If we don't, the price will be much,
I don't
much,
know.
much more
like
higher.
I guess it's kind of
Unfortunately,
mixed
as I
from an
said,
optics perspective.
Partners will have to share responsibility for the death of these innocent civilians, but we will continue fighting until we prevail.
Right. Just as a conclusion, do you have a message for the French people, for people in the West and around the world?
That's what I was thinking of.
I hope that the French people
I'm not doing it with
will
a malicious
understand
intention. You know what I
that
mean?
The cause Ukraine fights is a just one. And they will support our resistance to the aggressor who hates us, who wants to destroy us, but we are strong enough to fight against him and prevail. Be on the right side of history, be with us.
Mitro Kuleba,
this
thank
is
you very
something
much
that I
for
would
appearing
do, but
here
I
on
guess
the
people like
France
Richard have
24
you're
interview
doing a
in
live
those
stream
very
of it.
Trying times for you and your country. Stay tuned for more news.
Yeah, I made you
Hello,
switch over
I'm Annette
to the
Young,
news.
the host of 51 Cent. As war continues
It's
in
a-
Ukraine
if I'm
in
gonna
a
do the
special
news
edition,
with this-
we're focusing this week on its impact on women.
I guess there has
with
to be
hundreds of thousands
some
fleeing the
kind of limit.
conflict.
Where
It's
the hell
also
is the
putting
remote?
women and girls at heightened risk of violence. We'll be talking to those who stayed behind,
You know.
some joining the fight itself, and those from afar who are now watching in horror as their country transforms into a battlefield.
The 51%, presented by Annette Young on France 24 and
And it is
France24.com.
Get rid of the game capture. Screen capture. Where's Phil? There we go. I'll fix that. See, I don't know. I'm torn. I was thinking that before too. We'll pause this shit for a second. I got to switch the screen. And I'm like, because it puts, I was like, I want to like joke around and not make light of a dark situation, but sometimes finding humor in dark moments and you know, it allows people to psychologically digest it and make things easier, you know, instead of just sitting there and being gloom and doom. But I could see how some people would think it was disrespectful, I guess. I don't know. I don't, you know, I would never try to downplay the situation or make light of it. So it's something we may try again. We'll do it like this for now, though, because I get from an optics. I was thinking that before, but then I'm like,
important events of the day, often as they occur.
It's tough.
And to provide clarity
it's
to
a
our
tough
viewers.
one because I don't.
At France 24, I work closely with the duty editor to give perspective to the big international news stories of the day.
My job is to follow international news.
So McTavish, here I am with a video. I know there's some people who would say that. I'm sure there's going to be those gotchas. Oh, you're live streaming and you get super chats and you're discussing this. I'm like, yeah, and there's a billion other people that do like. That's part of what I do. I talk when I've talked about COVID and all the horrible things with that. Should I have not had super chats then? You know what I mean? Like, I talk about current events all the time. This is a huge current event, you know? Yeah, I'm shocked I didn't get claimed. Yeah, we need an 8-camera stream. Just, it is kind of busy. So, people like it. It may come back, but I'm personally also kind of mixed on the optics. I kind of get it. Let me get rid of Double Dragon in case people are... I'll just change it to Russia-Ukraine discussion. Yeah, I'm mixed too. If I'm mixed and other people are mixed, I need to pause it, you know?
Russian forces are looking to expand territorial gains in southern Ukraine, with the key port city of Odessa believed to be an imminent target, according to Ukraine's president. Russian troops have also encircled another port.
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. You can't, I don't consider, oh yeah, by the way, did I say before, I may have said it when I started, I found the bag. Here's the bag for the, they stapled it perfectly and everything. It's perfectly sealed. If I make a video on this tomorrow, it's perfectly sealed. And it's not even about that they made a mistake, but there's been so many other stories, not with Amazon, but just as a whole. And I guess it's part of the like I relied literally on this weird fucking adapter to record my voiceovers tonight, and I get this. Shows how fragile all this shit is, man. Yeah.
From Mariupol stayed in car parks, empty. Those who managed to escape arrive here in the pro-Russian eastern regions, some still scarred by what they went through in Mariupol.
We saw burned houses, people sitting in their cellars. People are shooting at each other.
Though.
We had nothing left. No water, gas.
They're saying it could be up to $7 a gallon.
No water, gas, or electricity.
No, the bag is filled with air.
Russia claims its assault on Ukraine is aimed only at military targets. But on the ground, the shelling is indiscriminate. This food warehouse was obliterated in Kyiv. It was the same story at this sports center in Kharkiv.
This happened half an hour ago. We've heard Russian military planes flying above Kharkiv for the past 3 days. They're destroying all our infrastructure.
The displaced continue to arrive in Lviv. Most of them women and children. Husbands and brothers stayed behind to fight. At the Polish border, there's a constant flow of people. Some are even leaving their cars behind, like they left their lives in Ukraine. They decide to complete the
huge Diet Coke and via seat.
Many Ukrainians fleeing.
Yeah, we need to go to clean energy too. I agree with Crystal Roses, but right now, like, we can't just snap our fingers and just be on green energy everywhere overnight. So that's not the solution in the now, you know.
We lived in the cellar for 4 days without going.
Well, any 3G phone, the Tech Time team is done.
Our house is still standing, but our neighbors' houses are destroyed.
We mothers pray to the Lord to give strength to our soldiers our president, and all of us.
God, I remember that hurting too when I was at IBM. And man, I had to drive it wasn't that far my job at all, but driving every day, and I had a V6, and it just gulped up fucking gas, man.
Appears to remain stalled, and Ukrainian forces still control the capital, but its outskirts have been coming under heavy shelling. The city of Irpin, in particular, has seen fierce fighting, as we can see in this report from our colleagues from France 2.
I mean, let me put my finger up in the air, too, and get a... Are you guys okay with me streaming, talking about this? I don't really see what's wrong with it, but I'll listen to my audience. I'm not seeing anyone complaining at all, but maybe... No, actually, I haven't. But, you know, I mean, giving commentary on current events is something I always did, you know. Yeah, it seems like generally most of you think I'm okay with that. I'm sure someone will hold it against me, but that's the internet, so who gives a shit?
But to get to the car, they'll have to go back towards the fighting.
Окей, ну вы вдвоем доедете. Там еще Оля. Мы тут
These volunteers are going to risk their lives to try to get their car back.
Like, here is the thing. Like, even if I wasn't streaming the news of this, 90% of what I ended up... Even if we were watching, like, Phil fapping. Let's not actually ever watch like that. No! Stop it. Stop it. Do not tell me he's on MySpace. If he is on fucking MySpace, not to go totally off topic here, but please stop. Please. It's kind of still a shell of a thing. Didn't Justin Timberland buy MySpace a while back? Like, when it was already dead? Yeah, Shockman, that's a good point. That was a good point. Yeah. I'd rather watch you instead of... Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. In California, we already have hit $5.50 a gallon. Jesus Christ, man. But here's... Hey, maybe this will... If there's any super minor silver lining that nothing ever justifies war. Ever. Unless self-defense and you need to... But maybe this will make us realize that we need to get on a better source of energy instead of fossil fuels. But no war is worth anything.
Hosland has more.
On Moscow's Red Square, Russians are willing to risk their freedom to protest Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Let me go. Let me go.
Even the elderly are taken away. Those arrested sing their resistance.
Hello, everyone. We're in the police car at the metro exit.
15 years if you protest the war. 15 years in Russia. Believe me, there's plenty of corruption in American politics, but I'll tell you right now, at least you don't... I mean, and look, they try to suppress protests, but not to this degree.
Time. Arrests can be violent, including for journalists.
Don't touch me. I'm part of the press. I'm a journalist.
Police look through phones, making...
I love how the translator puts 0. Don't touch me. I'm a journalist. It's like Project 7 tier acting.
At more than 130 million people, with just a few thousand protesters, it seems small, but that's not true. In reality, you've got to think of the terrible risks the anti-Putin protesters face, and then realize that it's huge.
Artists protest in their own way, this kind of nationwide mobilization without precedent.
On the diplomatic front, several leaders spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
You know what's sad, too, is like they were showing some spots that are now war-torn. And You know, they were saying people are just out here having like coffee the other day, just on their phones doing work, and now everything's turned upside down. It's just, war is so terrible.
Analysts are skeptical that the third time around will be different. Here's John Loff, Associate Fellow of the Russia and Eurasia Program at Chatham House.
War, and when your opponent in this case has, defined his aims, refuses to deviate from those aims, then I don't really think that diplomacy can achieve an awful lot. Diplomacy has not succeeded. President Macron put enormous efforts into developing a relationship with Putin, believed that he was the one person in Europe who could persuade him to change his behavior. And it's had absolutely no effect at all. In fact, I think even to some extent, it even backfired. I mean, that may sound sort of counterintuitive, but it seems.
Was that with radiation poisoning? Was that the one?
The Ukrainians would make compromises over the so-called Minsk agreements. This was the peace effort in southeastern Ukraine. Would implement their part of.
Oh, in Tech Time Team, there are.
Lying to President Macron and President Macron passing on the lies to Mr. Putin. So it just seemed to sort of irritate him even more. So I think we're at the stage where Putin, he has to pursue his goals. He can't get out of this now. He's so deeply into a situation where effectively he has already lost Ukraine. And he is now wrecking the opportunities for Russia, for the future of millions of Russians. And I think in the short term, we face a very bleak situation in which diplomacy will not play a role, but we will see those economic measures we've taken have an enormous impact on the overall situation.
You see, this is just a loop, too, if you've noticed. Yeah, this is just a loop, too. Why? What is Jimmy Dore saying? Should I go get myself pissed? Let's see what Jimmy Dore is up to. Yeah, that's just a loop of shit. Because I'm sure. Let's just see how predictable he is. Ukraine Nazis exposed. Now we know what this is. Kyle Kalinski's already talked about it. Pro-war media caught pushing fake Ukraine stories.
Now, in the fog of war, the mainstream news often gets things wrong. But
Jim, don't worry, though. Jimmy Dore is here to set everybody straight. Because the guy who just reads articles like the rest of us and has his wife in the background going, "You're right, Jimmy. You're right about everything. You're a genius." And that actually has been caught manipulating articles to make them mean something totally different than they actually meant. He is the guy to go to for the news. The guy with no feet on the ground whatsoever, who's not actually doing the news. He's like he's a news regurgitator just like him, except more in the tech realm. He is the man of truth. He knows more.
They often willingly get things right. Like, for instance, here, when Ukraine was being shelled the first time, when this first started out, that broke out with the Nazis in Ukraine, when they're overthrowing the government, when the United States was helping Nazis overthrow the Ukraine government in 2014, this was part of the coverage. This came from MSNBC.
U.S. Staff Sergeant Michael Boyd is at the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine and says that he saw a missile in the air hit the plane. He is on the phone with us. Sergeant, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can. Please tell us what you saw there on the ground in Ukraine.
Well, I was looking out the window and I saw a projectile flying through the sky, and it would appear that the plane was shot down by a blast of wind from Howard Stern's ass.
So it would appear that the plane was shot down. Can you tell us anything more?
Wait, what? Hold on. I'm not trying to make light of war. What the fuck just happened here, though? What? Why is he showing? Maybe I'm really fucking stoked. Let's start this from the top again, okay? I am a little. How did we go from Jimmy saying he is the true arbiter of true news to Howard Stern blowing a missile out of his ass? No, he only plays to this fucking audience because there's a bunch of money there, dude. It's the same audience that I could fucking tap into if every fucking story I made was to get woke go broke shit like G4. You don't think if I jumped all over that I would get 100,000? I do. Every video when I talk about that shit, but here's the thing. I only talk about it when I truly feel that way. I don't talk about it to grift to an audience and metaphorically suck their dick. That's what he does. It's not... Sure, he holds vendettas. I know that, too. But that's what it's really about. What needs to be in it? Out of Howard Stern's... Like, where did... We got to watch this again.
In the fog of war, the mainstream news often gets things wrong. But they often willingly get things wrong. Like, for instance, here, when Ukraine was being shelled the first time, when this first started out... broke out with the Nazis in Ukraine when they're overthrowing the government.
I knew he was going to overplay the Nazis thing. Just like we found out that a cop was a KKK member in the States. Does it mean that all cops are fucking KKK members, you idiot? You got to say the full context, Jimmy.
When the United States was helping Nazis overthrow the Ukraine government in 2014, this was part of the coverage. This came from MSNBC.
What he fails to tell you is at that time, I'm almost fairly positive. Wasn't there a puppet regime that was put in place by Putin in that time? I don't know. Maybe you want to get rid of the puppet government. I'm pretty sure she's dating Kyle and got embarrassed in this clip. Who's dating Kyle and got it? Oh, that woman there?
U.S. Staff Sergeant Michael Boyd is at the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine and says that...
Oh, he's a petty motherfucker. I know that. He's petty as fuck. I'm not relevant enough for him to be on his radar, but I know he's petty.
He saw a missile in the air hit the plane. He is on the phone with us. Sergeant, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can. Please tell us what you saw there on the ground in Ukraine.
Well, I was looking out the window and I saw a projectile flying through the sky, and it would appear that the plane was shot down by a blast of wind from Howard Stern's ass.
Come on. Can we just put everything... Yes, he's a piece of shit. And, bro... What is... Howard Stern trolls all the time like this. What are you trying to demean her? Oh, shut the fuck up, dude.
So it would appear that the plane was shot down. Can you tell us anything more from your military training of what sort of missile system that may have been coming from?
Well, you're a dumbass, aren't you?
I'm sorry, sir. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with all the latest next.
Wow.
So they you see what happens. You see the kind of reporting that happens in the fog of war. some people.
Okay, so lulls aside, what are you trying to demean? That's like someone called in and trolled. Howard Stern does that to countless news. He could probably do that to you, Jimmy. Who gives a shit? So, what was your point with that? Love those Stern, dude. I want to shoot a missile right out of my ass at Putin's fucking palace. That I could say my ass destroyed his palace.
Some people will report that a plane got shot down by a fart from Howard Stern's ass. And I say it could happen to anybody. That anybody could make that mistake. I'm not picking on her for doing that. But someone else did pick on her for doing that. Do you want to see who picked on her for doing that? Remember that? This is who.
Oh, he's so fucking petty, man. He can't let shit go. He can't. He's like the quartering 2.0.
Picked on her for doing that. Not me.
Oh, Crystal Ball's so stupid. Oh, she's so stupid.
That's Kyle Kalinske. Anyway, they get along.
Where's that from?
They get along splendidly now. That's from when he was in his mom's basement.
Oh.
Oh, he's such a petty motherfucker. Yeah, Jimmy, what is he like in his early 20s there? Oh no, he was in his, what does it matter? He didn't side with you in the fallout. He stayed neutral and objective. In the fallout between you and the Young Turks. He said you were a piece of shit because you made that comment about Anna. He said that was a gross thing. Well, yeah, you shouldn't have said it. Oh, he didn't side with you. He wasn't on your team. You fucking pussy. What a disgusting human being. You got to side with you. Who are you? The fuck do I need to side with you before? No one needs to side with me either. I ain't shit. Apparently you think you're shit, though. Yeah, I get that, too. Hey, you know, I own a 2-family house, so I own the basement that I own, you know? Oh, wait. But, his, one of his predecessors, that he reminds me of, but I put out information fake information that I swindled my parents out of the house. See, the goalpost move, because they can never be wrong, and they're petty. I love hurting people I love bruising their fucking egos because they're pieces of shit.
So now there's an article in The Guardian, and they're talking about even though they just started the war, there's already been all kinds of propaganda being repeated all over. And my favorite one I'm going to start with is the Russian warship, Go F Yourself, right? So this was the first major propaganda narrative following Russia's advance onto Ukrainian territory. Allegedly leaked audio showed Ukrainian border guards on tiny Snake Island, you've heard about this, in the Black Sea, communicating with a Russian warship. Upon being told to surrender, the guards say, "Russian warship, go F yourself." So here, the Western press reported that all 13 of the men were killed, and the Ukrainian government released a statement saying they would all be awarded posthumous honors. However, while the supposedly fallen heroes were being canonized all over the Western world, Russia was reporting that they had not been killed at all, but taken alive and unharmed and taken back to the mainland. A story both the press and the Ukrainian government have since reluctantly admitted is likely true. So there was this big thing, and people were watch this.
Oh my God, there's misinformation in war? Oh no, Jimmy. That must mean that I want to know what we got to see. He won't put articles. Let's place bets if he puts articles in the description. If he proves me wrong, great. I don't care. Let's take a look. Let's take a gander. Podcast. No, he wouldn't do that. It would make it too easy to find out if he's switching anything around, especially after he got his ass blasted for literally doing that. Richards, I want to let you know I took a massive dump. Congratulations.
So somebody put together a little video of it, of just Cenk Uygur doing this, but he's repeating it. Of course, Cenk Uygur's repeating it. Of course, anything that comes from the State Department, the CIA, any war.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Is that really what he's going with here? The guy who literally got caught in 4K putting out misinformation. Kyle Kalinske did a blunder of one of the most recent videos, so I might end up not watching him anymore because of what was that video?
Propaganda. TYT's going to repeat it at the top.
Yo, he won't let it go. Does he start off most of his videos like this?
Top of their lungs, of course. It'll be years later that Cenk Uygur ever thinks about, maybe I was wrong about Ukraine. It will take years. Watch this.
So their last words were, "This is it. Russian warship. Go F yourself." Put yourself in that position. You know you're going to die.
Go fuck yourself.
Go F yourself.
Those 13 men are dead. Those 13 men are dead. And they died heroes.
This is good acting. I let Jake gets to put out his
acting's getting better. I used to
much
think it
better.
So there was a piece of misinformation out of it. This is like a huge gotcha. He said that Putin declared sanctions an act of war. That is false. He said akin to an act of war, but thank God we haven't gotten there yet. Okay. I have to look into it. I haven't seen the video. I haven't seen the information about it. I've also seen a missile, like missiles being flown from planes into residential zones and a woman and her child screaming, Jimmy. The guy's whole family, his wife, his mother-in-law, I believe the kid too, all gone. And he has it all in a swoop. You going to talk about that, or are you going to talk about a blunder that happened? We could talk about your blunders too. And they aren't even blunders. You got caught straight out having information falsified to push a narrative. All of a sudden, you went from being pro-vax to anti-vax. Why?
Good, yeah.
Much better. He's going small.
Yeah, he doesn't I'm gonna pound the table with anger.
Yeah, no, he goes he goes the other way. He goes small. He lets the camera pick up every little thing. Let's watch it again. This is great.
Is this all just gotchas? Like, pro media caught pushing fake Ukraine. So this is all this is fucking about? So he's taking this, making it into this because he has an axe to grind with Kyle Kalinske and Cenk Uygur. Am I getting that right? Come on. Come on. God, if I had the time, I would love to find out how much misinformation he has probably willingly put out there. If I had nothing, Jesus, man.
Great.
So their last words were, "This is it. Russian warship. Go F yourself." Put yourself in that position. You know you're going to die.
Go fuck yourself.
Go F yourself.
Those 13 men are dead. Those 13 men are dead. And they died heroes.
Psych! Except they're not dead.
Yeah, there's a video of them coming back.
Yeah.
Coming back to the...
Except they're not dead.
Dude, this is incredible, man.
I thought it was more than 13 men.
No, I read reports. Could you look it up, Seth? I read the reports where there are like 72 of them were
That's
on.
what I thought.
There were like 72 soldiers on that Snake Island.
What about Russia breaking their ceasefire? Have you talked about that? And killing civilians. Let's see if that's let's see if that's there. If that's, hey, I'll give him credit if that's there. So basically, he's making much ado. He's become like the quartering of straight up politics. Yet we know about the Ukraine Nazis. Is he really going on the whole Ontario bows to truckers? Dude, what the fuck happened to him, man? He's really going into the whole thing of like the Bill Gates conspiracy. CDC refuses to release COVID booster data. Oh no, man. Wow. I haven't been to his channel in a while. And holy shit. Is Sacha Baron Cohen working for this? You gotta be out of here. He didn't have these views before. Not even after he left the Young Turks for a very long time. The feds were involved in January 6th. He earned for... Yeah, because that's where the money is. Look, I'm all about... Look, did I turn off my super chats here? Of course, I understand everyone needs to make a livelihood. Everyone's looking to get viewership. Don't you think that if I shifted to this direction with all this shit, bro, I'd have my house paid off in fucking 6 months. But look what you gotta do. Look what you gotta do. Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. Sean McCarthy, I agree. It's like Dave Rubin. They will go. They don't have any moral. They have no moral compass whatsoever. I'm not making like I'm a saint. I could be a fucking asshole. I admit it, but I could never just sit here and just placate to a certain audience and just tell them what they want to hear and put out misinformation that's dangerous and damaging. Oh wow, there's a huge divide in the country. We're on the brink of a civil war, but I got a Maserati. You know what always happens? It's kind of like with Alex Jones. I always say he's had a handful of things that they were major things that he was right about. But most of it's bullshit. But here's the thing that happens. Remember that one huge thing that so-and-so said that happened? So now you're just a hater, right? They know the truth, man. Because a broken clock is right twice a day. It's so frustrating, man. But what do? I don't want to see Papa Rich. You know what we want. Yeah, fuck this shit, man. I'm going to keep streaming, but I can't. This is how you make an honest dollar, Jimmy. Fuck, man. You know you would use this against me. This is I show nipples. That is the ethical way to make a dollar. But all kidding aside, I'm sure he's a petty motherfucker, and I'm sure that if I was relevant enough, he would probably say something about this. But just his mom. Okay, yeah, Jimmy. What was he? Probably like 23 back then. He was starting to show. I got laid off in my mid to late 20s. Jimmy had to move back into my parents' basement, which was actually a full-fledged apartment. Gonna make fun of me for that? I got laid off in 2009. He's such a petty asshole, though. Does anyone watch him? Does he bring up Jake and Kyle a lot? It's just kind of strange to me that the first video I land on, that was like the... He's a good guy, huh? It's just amazing. You know, and the thing about it is, I don't know. I like that, but I don't watch Jimmy Dore anymore. Because I just can't fuck with that shit. It just drives me insane. But I mean, maybe that was the only time in the past like few months that he brought them up. But it is strange that the first video that I land on. Well, then again, you could say that about DS. Rich is talking about DSP again. He must be he must be obsessed. But Jesus, man, he made a whole video about a piece. So why don't you talk about the other information instead of making a whole piece shitting on other people because a piece of misinformation perished the thought? Because there's a reason it's called the fog of war. And I'm sure there's propaganda on both sides, man. That's what they you know that shit happens. You're going to make that into a gotcha moment? That's what you're going to do? Okay, so if you're the true arbiter of truth in the news, Jimmy, how about instead of trying to throw fucking shade because you're a petty bastard, why don't you actually put the truth out there then? Oh, but that's not. You just have an axe to grind. You regurgitate the same articles that the rest of us do there, dude. And as a matter of fact, you twist them around. It's just gross. It's just gross. Fucking dirty motherfuckers, man. What did he call about cryptocurrency? And I saw the videos with him at Bohemian Grove. I know. He was also right about Jeffrey Epstein's pedo island. He also said that there could have been a conflict like this back in October. I'm pretty sure. That one I still have to look into more, though. But I don't want to put out misinformation. Yes, I can. You can look up where he was changing information about an article about COVID to try to make it like the article was saying that it was more, the new Omicron variant was more benign than it actually was. And then when he got caught doing it, he tried to blame it on someone that worked for him. Can I get an intro guy file? Yes. There you go. Yeah, he said it was his producer. He owned up to that in a really But dude, it's all, but that's the thing. Look at the rest of his video. It just so happens that the rest of his videos, he's still pushing that narrative. It just, when he gets caught, he just deflects it. And people eat it up, man. Jimmy Dore could go fuck himself. He needs to wash his balls after being there. Yes, of course. And it's, dude, and I get it. If you don't give a shit at all, and like I said, I could be a dick. I'm not trying to make it like I'm holier than thou, because I'm not. But don't you think if I flipped over to talking about that shit and all the get woke, go broke stuff, man, there would be, I see the viewership when sometimes my viewpoints are in line with theirs and I make a video. I'm like, man, if I went in this direction, I'd be over 1 million subs, would be getting 6-figure views in each video. But it's just fucking gross. There's a difference between wanting to be profitable and being a piece of shit. Oh, man. Jimmy is truly, Rich, go back me on this, making false statements. Jimmy can get sued and even arrested. I don't know about arrested, but, you know, kind of like what happened to, what happened to Alex Jones with all the shit he said about Sandy Hook. You know, we could absolutely get in deep shit for that. It's weird because Jimmy, though, people like the fact that he's malicious. Dave Rubin, like, does anyone even fucking talk about Dave Rubin? Like, everyone just realized, like, wow, Dave Rubin not only is a sellout, he's fucking stupid. Like, he just... Like, in the beginning, people kind of were, oh, well, he's changed his political viewpoints, and then we found out he got Koch brothers money, and then you just realize, like, he just has no foundation. Dave Rubin is just like, where is the money? I will go there. Yeah, but they get too stupid, though. It's like he just gets laughed at anytime he's like interviewed. Like no one's taking him seriously anymore. Then there's Milo Yiannopoulos, who's trying to make a comeback. He's like, oh yeah, I'm a converted gay man. I went to gay conversion therapy, and now I'm straight. No, you're not, dude. You still, and it's perfectly fine, but you still want penis. Oh. You know, and basically what it is that these guys, you know what's funny too is they're both failed comedians. That's another thing that's interesting too. It's like kind of like, where can I garner an audience and still seem successful? Because Dave Rubin was a comedian. So was Jimmy. I've seen some of Jimmy Dore's comedy. I even thought this before I disliked him. So before anyone thinks I'm making this statement because I think he's a grifting piece of shit, I'm like, wow, no wonder why this guy's on the Young Turks, because he's just not fucking funny. And like I said, I'm like, let me see. He does stand up too, right? Let me go check this guy out, see what's up with him. I'm like, eee. Crowder is also. We're seeing a trend here. I heard about that about Crowder. I heard that about Crowder too. He's another comedian. There's a pattern. There's a pattern. I don't know where it is, what it is. It's kind of strange. What was his take on Bitcoin? I never heard Alex Jones' take on Bitcoin, admittedly. You know. Didn't Andy Worski make like a film too, if I remember correctly? Didn't he make like a film, Andy Worski? I remember that. That's what I was thinking of. I remember. But that whole thing, remember the whole kill stream thing? Yeah, his jank impression, I will give him his jank impression is S tier. When he does jank at Steve Crowder, I gotta give him that. That's some funny shit. Oh, George Carlin was fucking godlike. Here we have a man. I've seen Steven Crowder's jank impression, and it's pretty fucking funny. Isn't there a conspiracy that people think that Bill Hicks never really died? He just became Alex Jones. It's like, I mean, they do look kind of the same. I remember that. Yeah, what's amazing is hey, here is a guy who does filthy comedy, which I love, don't get it wrong. But let's have him do Thomas the Tank Engine, which is a children-friendly show. Oh, man. Well, yeah. Because you know more people are going to be investing in precious metals now, Systems Reality Team. Yeah, and for 4 seasons, too. He was there for a while, man. He was kind of synonymous with that show. George Carlin was synonymous. No, there's no way he could do that now. Everyone, oh my God, did you hear what he said? And now he's in a children's show. People would lose their shit now, dude. People would lose their... That's the thing. Like, there was a world where that could actually fucking happen back in the day. And now that world doesn't exist. So, it's just a... Dude, let me look what... I love there's a channel called Hate Army Watch for... I know, I cannot go down the Philip Burnell rabbit hole. I cannot do it. The evil business of McDonald's? Really? Alright, I'll bite.
McDonald's is like a cancer...
I cannot go down the DSP rabbit hole. No. 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 I need a war break anyway.
So that grows in our own demise. Since the 50s, McDonald's has spread across every city of every country, making the McDonald arches the most recognizable symbol in the world. More recognizable than even Jesus Christ, an ominous sign of the times we live in. But the truth is, this trend isn't stopping anytime soon. In fact, McDonald's is projected to grow another 10% in 2022 alone.
I just don't understand McDonald's. It's just not good food, though. Is there something I'm missing from, like... It's just not. Is there really? I don't know if I could watch it. Probably get copyright claim, but I'll check it out, I am error.
But why? Why is McDonald's growing so fast when our economy is crumbling? I mean, economists are projecting that we're facing another wide-reaching recession. Businesses are seeing their profits plummet. Workers are seeing their wages stagnate. And yet somehow, McDonald's, a company with many cutthroat competitors, a company that's been shrinking, a company that only sells fast food, is now seeing their profits soar. And this isn't an anomaly either. During the 2008 recession, McDonald's actually saw higher sales, with the company opening up 600 new locations. So what's behind all of this? How is McDonald's growing so fast? And what makes the McDonald's...
And their food isn't even cheap.
McDonald's arches the new global religion? Well, the more you try to answer these questions, the more sinister things truly become. So let's start simple to understand this whole picture.
What does Michael Keaton have to do with any of this?
McDonald's doesn't just make a fortune from selling burgers alone. McDonald's makes its money from real estate. $53 billion. This is the value of all McDonald's real estate, making it one of the largest commercial real estate owners in the world. And this allows the company to expand into every town and city through franchising. It's why more than 85% of its restaurants are owned by someone who pays a fee to license the McDonald's name and brand. The deal being that McDonald's knows the precise ingredients and locations that make money, building up its property where most people go to work and school, usually setting up shops at intersections between two high-traffic...
Yeah, it may be even worse, man, depending on where this war goes, too. And it's just beginning, unfortunately.
Roads with traffic lights and parking.
Strange
McDonald's
planes.
then leases their location through a franchise agreement where all the details behind McDonald's cooking, the ingredients used, the menu, the opening hours, and pricing is firmly controlled. The tenant wanting to operate the restaurant pays an upfront investment and then a 4% fee on gross sales.
Ah, yes, I think I remember that, Zayerb. You're right. He was in a movie about it.
And a 10.7% of sales towards rent costs. So then why are people agreeing to such tight requirements? Because they know it's a safe investment. Because they understand something. They understand that they will be making bank from workers in their commute and hungry, easily influenced children. But then, why does any of this actually matter? Well, the thing is, this business model is only good for so long, because as the times change and we learn about just how damaging fast food and sugar is, we move on. When people learn more, when people are happy and healthy, McDonald's crumbles. And when less tenants want to buy McDonald's property and less people want to buy McDonald's burgers, McDonald's shrivels up. In fact, this has been the case for the last decade. Over the last 10 years, McDonald's has seen its company begin to shrink. In 2015, McDonald's closed more restaurants in the US than it opened. This hasn't happened since the dark age ages of the 70s, with McDonald's claiming it would close 700 locations. And then in 2020, the company was in its 5th year of declining sales, again closing more stores than it opened, all while competitor businesses like Subway were continuing to grow. But then suddenly a virus happened, the economy was shut down, people's incomes collapsed, depression ensued, anxiety rates doubled, and McDonald's profits began to soar. So why was this the case? Well, simply put,
because people were depressed and wanted to eat shit. Stop.
McDonald's is recession-proof, because McDonald's makes money when you are poor and miserable.
Ah, well, no, that's exactly what it is.
As I mentioned earlier, McDonald's makes far more money through real estate than it does through burgers. A basic advantage of this is that not only does McDonald's make bang through fees and rent costs, but McDonald's also hardly pays any tax, because by being a real estate company, it means recessions drive real estate depreciation. This then becomes a tax deduction for McDonald's. McDonald's then also uses royalties from its franchising process to avoid paying $1 billion in tax than it otherwise should have done. But then during such a recession, McDonald's will swoop in and buy up depreciated property. But the best part of all is that recessions make for miserable, desperate customers. With standard of living sinking, inflation skyrocketing, wages stagnating, prices rising, atomization, depression, misery burgeoning, this then prompts a desperate influx of customers to McDonald's as a last resort. A last resort for the silent forgotten majority who realize their economic future has been sold down the river, having to move into pods that are plagued with water streak stains and infested.
Jesus Christ. Dude, McDonald's are the fucking evil empire, man.
With moss, all to compete with the rest of the drones as a service industry minimum wage slave, squabbling to work for McDonald's, squabbling to eat at McDonald's in dystopian metropolises just to fill 5 minutes of cheap happiness. Okay, so McDonald's is recession-proof, but what's so bad about all of this? Well, let's take a quick look over the last 50 years. In January 1971, McDonald's would introduce McDonaldland, a world of imagination, wonder, obesity, and disease.
Rhino's gonna take you on a trip through McDonaldland. There's thick shake volcanoes, you'll even find a French fry.
Fun fact, you could still be fat without eating McDonald's, I'm proof. I've had McDonald's once in twice in like the past 5 years. And it's, I don't know, like, I could go without ever eating it again and be fine.
The advert was a hit, manipulating the hearts and minds of children to munch on McDonald's. And soon enough, Ronald McDonald became a household name. He was relentlessly stuffed down children's throats through cartoons, video games, TV, and films. And all of this marketing to children worked wonders for McDonald's. So they would start to take this marketing to a new level with the creation of the Happy Meal, a genius meal box with cheap toys to lure children into getting addicted to the McDonald's menu for life. Children would squabble cheek by cheek to get the best toy. Marketing to children.
Doesn't every advert... Look, I'm not defending McDonald's. I have no stock. If every McDonald's closed tomorrow, I could give 0 fucks. But that's what advertising does. It wants you to buy more of its products. You know what I don't want my kids to eat McDonald's? I just tell them, no, you're not getting fucking McDonald's. I don't know. I'm not trying to defend McDonald's by any stretch of the imagination. I don't give a fuck about them, but just videos just trying to make it way more nefarious than it really is. Or is it just me? A company is trying to advertise to you, so you buy their shit. Well, yeah.
Attracted to mass-produced muck who were too young to eat with their mouths and instead eat with their eyes. And this marketing in particular worked extremely well, doubling and even tripling McDonald's average weekly sales. But most importantly, this addicted a generation of children to McDonald's, clogging the arteries and colons of millions with their addictive recipes. Recipes loaded with sugar and saturated fats. Recipes that led to disease, despair, and depression. In the words of Theodore Dalrymple, I deplore McDonald's disgusting products and despise the childish and garish decor of their canteens. They detract from the quality of our civilization, adding that if someone were to tell me that children love these restaurants, I should reply...
He spelt restaurants wrong. Did you see that? McDonald's opened a new 400,000 square foot world head on the former Oprah Winfrey property on the west side of downtown Chicago. Did they really? 400,000 square feet?
But that is precisely why it should be a criminal offense. And look, most of us already know this by now. We all know that McDonald's is bad for you. But what you might not know is that the growth of McDonald's has a very strong correlation to the growth in obesity. According to the World Health Organization's data, there is a strong worldwide correlation between obesity and the number of McDonald's restaurants. Now, why is this the case? Well, the most basic answer would be that McDonald's is unhealthy. Since the late 90s, people woke up to the realization that a fast food heavy diet would ruin your life. And in recent years, Ronald McDonald is associated as a creepy, eerie symbol of America's nihilistic, materialistic consumption. And that's why, in response to this, McDonald's began to reshape their image, refurbishing their restaurants and promoting McDonald's salads to appear...
But again, though, yeah, you have to reshape your image all the time. It's called evolving with the times. You know, and you could go to a grocery store and get plenty of unhealthy food that'll clog your fucking arteries. No. Ronald McDonald isn't sitting in the back of my car with a revolver pointed at the back of my head and go fill your man titties with Big Macs. Man titties and Big Macs. No, I'm not. I know you're trolling me, but I'm not advocating for McDonald's. I think their food is barely fucking edible anyway. I don't care. Put the special sauce. Someone said that for me to put the special sauce on my nipples. Who said that? Who said that? That is a very good thing to do. I have to piss, though. The 50 is almost, so by the time I get my shirt on. Oh, good. I just have a t-shirt I can put on because it's too warm. I love birds. Yeah, I assure you, my fat ass ain't defending McDonald's. Fuck McDonald's. Their food sucks. But it just seems like, but that's where viewership is, man. If you just put everything in every average, man, all the corporations, if you want to put it that way, essentially are fucking evil. I gotta piss. Put a bird in my ass. Oh, I didn't mean to. No, why would they improve? If people are gulping down your fucking shitty food, why would you improve the quality of it? Wouldn't you rather have those high profit margins? Because the better quality your food is, the more it hits your profit margins, man. You give them the shitty food. LOL, my last year, I'm talking about that guy in the video, not you, Dad. I know you don't hate McDonald's. Love you. I don't. Yeah, he sounds like he has a hateful lust boner. Like someone shoved a McRib up his ass while he was sleeping.
Somewhat healthy, but the public mostly saw through this, and in the last decade, McDonald's went on to close hundreds of locations. A big setback for the McDonald's real estate empire.
Jesus
until
fucking
now,
Christ.
where as we sink into recession.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a bidding war for my nipples here. Jimmy Dore, this is integrity. I almost bought a Surface today. I still may do it and replace it because I want a Windows type device here. I may do it. And then I'll use this in bed and watch porn on it.
McDonald's begins
Thank
to
you,
shine.
Simon, by the way.
But is the whole picture really this clear-cut?
No, I
is
get
it
what you
just
mean,
that when people are poor and recession is near, McDonald's grows? Or is there perhaps another layer to this equation? Because McDonald's isn't only eaten by poor people, and poor people don't have to eat McDonald's. Almost all of us know that McDonald's is toxic, and yet we've started to consume more and more of it. So what's actually behind all of this? Well, in the last few years, we've been bathed in a culture of hedonism. The mainstream media promotes morbid obesity. We see women's magazines like Cosmopolitan promoting obesity as a healthy lifestyle choice.
Yeah,
as promoting beach bodies.
This I don't agree with.
Are removed. Weighing scales are removed from universities, and we are soaked by a sewer pipe of obscene tawdry hedonism that makes our society value short-term gratification over the long term. Never in history has our instant gratification impulses received so much authoritative support. In addition, the breakdown of family and community has resulted in large portions of children eating with a family member less than once a week. Instead of coming together to eat with the family, children and adults are now constant grazers. The new dining room is the bedroom. And when you have a generation of people who are raised by celebrities living vicariously through other people's stories, manipulation becomes easy. Which is why since 2020...
This sounds more like propaganda than... I mean, yeah, eating... As a guy who was significantly fatter, I could say that I've lost a shit ton of weight and I want to lose more. Yeah, bad food is, it just doesn't, it sounds like propaganda. It's just weird.
And McDonald's has been aligning itself with celebrities, partnering up with people like BTS and Travis Scott, plastering celebrity faces onto its junk.
Yeah, companies do that. Travis Scott also did worked with PlayStation for the PlayStation 5. Corporations paying celebrities money to promote their products to make more money? Those bastards. And I'm not trying to... Oh my God, it sounds like I'm defending McDonald's. I'm not defending McDonald's, but... You see how things can be colored to sound more... You could just take the right sound, the right tone of voice, and he's making it sound like Ronald McDonald is coming to my house right now to fist me violently with sandpaper wrapped around his fist. It's like, I get it. And again, every McDonald's could go the fuck away tomorrow. I don't give a fuck about McDonald's. I don't care. I don't eat it. I'm not invested in it. I can give a fuck. But to make it a big deal that a celebrity is endorsing a fucking corporation's product is just silly. You want to go after them for any lobbying they've done to allow unhealthy food to still be pushed out their doors? Fine. I don't know. It's just weird, man. Maybe I'm so skeptical of everything because I've been doing this for so long. I'm going to retire and just start doing porn.
This hasn't happened in over 30 years, but now McDonald's is radically changing its marketing, which has allowed McDonald's to surpass its pre-pandemic sales, and then compounded by deep economic recession, stagnating wages, and rapid inflation. And it all starts to make sense why McDonald's is recession-proof. Because McDonald's isn't just recession-proof because of its real estate business model. McDonald's isn't just making bank from franchising its estate. McDonald's true money comes when a population is wading in a swamp of anguish and despair, imposed by a culture that has ruined their economic prosperity.
Yeah, bro, when people are depressed, they eat more. I get it. But if McDonald's doesn't exist, they would just be going to buy fucking burgers and Twinkies at a fucking grocery store. Or, like... I don't know, man.
Ruined their long-term gratification, destroyed their communities, and broken their family.
I wish I had time to sit down and just look into everything he's saying here and give the full picture for him. Not say, believe me, again, I'm sure there are shitty business practices that are done all the time at McDonald's. I assure you. Yeah, it's also because, well, it's not even that cheap, man. You go, like, if my kids want once in a while, like, chicken nuggets from there, and I get a few Happy Meals, I'm like, what the fuck happened to McDonald's being cheap? I'm going to quit. That is happening. I'm going to fart in jars. Actually, I gave intro guy quite the fart the other day. It's breaking news. Okay. So you need to hear my fart. It's very important. An important fart. Where is it? Here we go. Wow, 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 wow. Hold on. You hear that? One more time. Oh. It's a man's fart. All right, let's finish this. Because I think
a culture that never seeks to uplift, to enrich your life with meaning and purpose. A culture that instead seeks to fatten you up and drag you down, where you're buried under an avalanche of poison junk that provides you only with a quick dopamine hit and long-lasting addiction, where your role models are used to manipulate your primal senses into feasting on junk food, where your economy and culture has been desecrated under a crony capitalist system that eviscerates your health and well-being. That's when you see McDonald's grow. So over the next year, as
you could kind of apply that to any wildly successful Fortune 500 corporation, though. Yeah, we still sell cigarettes, dude. There's corporations still legally selling cigarettes in stores. But yet medical THC is not legal on a federal level. Yeah.
As we're plunged into a deep recession, look out for McDonald's. Look out to see the rushing crowds squabbling for McDonald's. Because only then will McDonald's recession-proof business model begin to make sense. Only then can you understand why the McDonald's arches are more recognizable than Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that seemed like more opinion. I would have to look into all of it. I would love to look into all of it, and I'd be like, hey, you know what? Maybe his take wasn't his take was a little more on point than I thought. All right, I want to play some games now. I think it's time to play some games, some old school shit. Yeah, that wasn't. I don't know, man. I'm all about open mind and learning shit, but yeah, I wonder what his take on marijuana is. All right, let's make sure this is on. Yeah, I'm playing some fucking games. I feel like playing some games. Let me screen capture, turn that off. The game capture is on. It's still up in the corner. And I will put that on. I feel like ending the night with some games. Streets of Birds. Review ADHD, yeah, pretty much. Oh shit, I can't. I know what I can do. Give me 1 second here. You be able to hear it? Yes, you can hear it. I can hear this. Yes. Now you can see me. All right, let's play. I'll play Super Double Dragon again, but now I'll probably be able to play it better. Ah, Dodgeball is good too. We have to play that too. Skid up, flit up, dip, 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 dip. Skid up, flit up, bip, dip, dip, dip. Skid up, bip, dip, dip, dip. Bit up, bird sled out these big turds. Love this theme, man. This is a banging remake of it too. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da. You know what's funny? This game doesn't run at 60. It didn't on the Super Nintendo either. I think it runs at 30. Renegade actually was made by Technos, and it was made before Double Dragon. That was like their rough draft. Birds laying turds. All right, let's go here. I'll keep it on normal, but I'll turn up the lives. Or credits, I mean. This is a fuck of a game. Birds. Dude, I just gotta learn that he's just gonna do that every fucking time. Damn! Jesus Christ! What the fuck? Why am I getting my ass handed to me this time? Fuck off. Haha, that was awesome. I love it. I love that noise they make too. I need to get those. Ah, shit. Oh, he wasn't even on the fucking screen. I need to get that bow staff. Oh, come on! I parried him in the... God damn it. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? This game is brutal, man. This makes Streets of Rage seem like a fucking cakewalk. Well, at least you did the work for me. Unless I get the staff, I'm gonna die here. Actually, I got an idea. I'm really good with a bow staff. I think he says that, right? Oh, come on! Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, this game is merciless. You know, and another time I played this while I was streaming the news, I didn't lose a life. And they're both gonna walk away from me. Damn. Now, for some reason, these guys, when they come out of the window, they only take one hit at first, and then it's like it's a bug. This guy's actually fairly easy. I say that now, though. Now watch, one hit. Oh, now he, of course. You can make birds in WWE 20. Are you serious or are you joking? Oh my god, this fucker. Now I gotta watch. Now he's gonna be off the screen. Come here. Oh my god, damn it. Gotta watch this guy with the fucking boomerang. Damn. Dude, I'm gonna dress like Mike Hagger. Imagine Mike Hagger, the muscular Freddie Mercury, going around in his town beating the shit out of people. TSP versus Birds? Dude, I may have to do it. Is it on PS5 or Series X? I'll buy it on there because it'll be easier to stream. I thought I was going to hit it back to him. Get out of there, dude. He was... Hold on. He was walking right in the fucking explosion. Okay. Oh, I thought any more enemies were coming. Yeah, if you notice, I don't think there could be more than 3 enemies. Or 2 at the most. No, 3 on the screen. Because you already kind of deal with slowdown, in case you aren't noticed. This is how it ran on the SNES, too. That was fucking cheap. It's on all consoles and PC. I mean, I'm gonna do it, man. Colin, thank you for letting me know about it. I'm actually gonna buy it now. I'm not kidding. Where like the kickboxing guy with a mullet, right? how see, that was just a fucking game of chance there. They're just like, no, you have to take hits now. Oh, it's such bullshit. That's like Rival Turf, which I actually have in here right now. It's the same thing. Like, some of your hits just don't register because, like, oh, we need to make the game a little harder, so you're just going to get punched in the face. All right, thank you. I will create myself. Is the gameplay good, though? I actually like wrestling games, so I could fuck with them. Oh, god damn it! Get out of here. Jesus. Birds. Got him. The sound effects for the beat, because a lot of games didn't get yet, but Technos did, that a good, like, crunchy sound is good for the gameplay when you punch someone. This was before Streets of Rage 2, I'm pretty sure. What year was? I don't know. No, this isn't the first stage, like a third. Oh, why are you picking up the... Oh, get away from the weapon, you idiot. No, let go. Man, the AI is so desperate to get on the other side of me. Like, banging into the fucking walls. Cheap, but hey, it's what it's there for. Or it was, therefore. I know you can pick that up. That is true, because Half-Life 3 doesn't exist. Oh, Jesus, the guy's right in my face as soon as I mode 7. Trying to get to the other side of it. Aww. He won't let me on the other fucking side. Oh my God. He just flipped me the fuck around. Yeah, I want to continue. You can charge your attacks? You can in this? This is a Super Double Dragon for the SNES. Oh shit, you can, and I just got a knife thrown at me. Come on! He just fucking parried the knife back at me. God damn it. This game is getting savage. Holy shit. He's just gonna launch it back at me. It's gonna crash into the... Okay. was no fucking way he was getting anywhere near that knife. Yeah, it's like 91 or 92. Old school Double Dragon music here. All right, there could be 4 people on the screen at once. And the SNES has struggled to do it, too. Oh, I can put my shirt back on. Double Dragon 3 was shit. Dude, the arcade version, I actually have it here, is fucking garbage. Holy fuck. This is actually a good game. I mean, the SNES, the emulation is on point. It struggles to play it. And SNES processor, the CPU in and of itself wasn't great. No, I'm not done. I just got to piss. I'm going to keep going. Maybe I could beat it. Birds. I got to play more Dying Light 2 to make a valid opinion on that. Perfect combination. Oh, shit, that was stupid of me. I'm playing like shit right now. Did really pissing make me that off my rhythm? Oh, come fuck my ass. Get out of here. Oh my god. They're all fucking trolling me. Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ. Out of here. That noise they make is ridiculous. Birds. Oh, I need that. Thank you. Birds lay turds, birds lay those big turds, the birds laying all of those big turds. Fuck, let me watch out for the knife guy. No! You. Oh, I hate when they fucking do that. It's like the old school fucking Castlevania games where they purposely put the cheap shit secondary weapon right when you don't want it. Yeah, there you go, you piece of shit. Damn mullet man just took a bomb in the ass and he's fine. I'm gonna beat your balls. No. Dumbass. Boing did a flip. Why did you throw it, you idiot? Dumb AI. I have to. This is on the Evercade Versus, by the way. Okay, so your AI is stupid, and I'm being cheap, so we gotta come to a... we gotta come to a compromise here, sir. I'll just come up there and beat the shit out of you with my nunchucks. Damn, you're back for round 2, huh? I just kicked your face in. Hurts. There's still good video games now, man. Just was not everything was trying to be a fucking open world game or battle royale. This guy's gonna eat my ass. I was right. Dip. Oh, I walked right into it like an asshole. Oh. Knives, we got. Oof. You almost got me, too. I think the game's almost done. What is there, like one more level after this? Why did I try to parry knives? Am I stupid? Yes, I am. Dude, I just threw a boulder at you twice, and you're still getting up? Oh! God damn it. Hey, from Qatar, how are you? You got Carl here. Oh, no. Such awkward platforming here. God, a bastard, damn. Mode 7. Yes, this is Half-Life 3. God, that early 90s music, baby. Can't kick him, he'll flip you.
kung fu my fucking ass.
Kind of fits here, doesn't it? Yeah, we're on a magic carpet, essentially. Just look like a magic carpet. Who said that? It does, Mr. Olivia. I can show you the world. Drop kicks him in the face. It does look like a magic carpet, though. Oh, fuck. Here we go. Shit's about to get real soon. Ah, you fucking goddamn. Oh. Motherfuckers are a joke, man. Ah! Man, he just took my power punch right to his tits. What the fuck? Oh my! How is this fat motherfucker doing this? Come on! What are you? Yeah, I'm beating this motherfucker. Come on. Man, you're still going, bro, huh? I want to see me go up and do a up in the air cartwheel. Like, granted, it's not I'm not a video guy. We got two of these dudes now. They're not playing. When I played this on easy, I don't think they had to. Could be wrong, though. I don't remember exactly. Ah, off screen. Fuck you. early 90s NES game, or SNES game. There ain't no blood. Mortal Kombat 2 broke that. Oof. Again with the cheap knives. Cheap off-the-screen knife. Like he just appeared and he was already throwing the fucking knife at me. God bless him. Because it's always a challenge getting hit when you can't fucking see. Oof. Motherfucker. He parried the fuck out of that. This idiot's fighting the fucking air in the ground. Motherfucker. He's gonna flip my legs. I'm surprised I even did that. This guy is no fucking joke, dude. God damn. Ooh. Yes, you can. Absolutely. God, what the Yes.
Kung Fu my fucking ass. Stinks like shit.
I'm going to complain about my love life on my YouTube and become your next fetishist. Should I be frightened or thankful? I'm not sure. Yes, so... Where do you want me to go? The fuck do you want me to go? Where do you want me to go? What the fuck? I already jumped there. Okay, whatever. Come on, Bimmy Lee. You again, this fucking guy.
Kung Fu my fucking ass.
I'll take those, thank you. Birds. Oh, I love it. I love it. Birds and men, birds and men, birds are not men. It is definitely a 30 FPS beat 'em up. Kind of surprising. The art design looks weird. You can't tell if it's holes or... Yeah, you are not getting around me, motherfucker. Fuck you. Yeah, it doesn't look... It just looks... I can't tell what's a hole and what's the art design was weird there. All right, shit's about to get incredibly real. Birds and men. There's birds and men. Birds and men, birds and men. Oh, fuck. Actually, it's not that bad. I'll say that now, though. Oh, you... I didn't even see him coming. God damn it. Ah. Thank you, Rispergo. Oh, stay the fuck down. Or don't, that's fine. Just stay up and beat the fucking shit out of me. And you are going to do that. That is exactly what you're going to do. I gotta get them right there. Good old-fashioned, old-school endurance room. These guys can take a fucking ass beating, huh? Ah. God damn it. Did you know that Luigi dropped the... No. Am I winning? Absolutely. I'm winning everything, and thank you for the wiener. I didn't see the wiener before. I couldn't look over. Oh, this fucking guy. I'm going. got to kind of get inside that big fat clown, dude. You got to go at an angle. You can't just go straight up. Birds, they lay big turds. They are two birds. See? Can't find it.
Now my ass is in her body.
Oh, I killed him. Another one of these dudes. Huh. You gotta watch because they have parries to your power attack. Thank you. The fucking... It's never the main guy that's the hardest. Get out of here. Or don't. It's your choice. Oh! Die in a fucking fire, or don't. Get out of here. Oh. Oh my god, it was actually better when I wasn't fucking superpowered. The fuck? Rather have stayed weak. Boom, baby. I used 3 continues, which it averages at 5. Not bad.
Kung fu my fucking ass. Kung fu my fucking ass. Kung fu my fucking ass.
Yeah, I'm a man with 2 birds. Well, dude, that's how a lot of the games were back then. They were short, bro. But the thing is, the general game for a beat 'em up I mean, I would say Streets Race 3, the American version, is harder, but it's a pretty decent challenge. Pretty decent. But, I mean, hey, if I didn't change any of the continue settings, I still would have beat that with the default difficulty, so I'll pat myself on the back. But Birds, I think it's time to call it a night tonight because hoping tomorrow that my adapter comes to headset so I can finish the voiceovers. If not, I'm just going to do the voiceovers with my MSI DS502 headset. It sounds pretty damn good. I'm going to shut up now. There's a lot of music here. Birds, Men, me, tomorrow. Thank you for the support. You guys know I think you're awesome. Have a good one.